Namaste everyone. We welcome you to our YouTube channel, Running Roots. In this video, we are going to talk about the structure and color of astral body. In the previous video, we have already shared the composition of astral body. Shall we start? So let's start with structure and color of astral body. The shape of astral body is ovoid. So the way you see the egg, in case of egg, there is a point, right? So if you see this picture, you will see the point is facing downward, right? So this kind of astral body symbolizes the astral body of a developed person or developed astral body. So we have a table here which actually describes the development, structure, the outline, the color, and the matter of astral body. So in case of undeveloped person, their astral body is cloudy. It's very loose. It's very unorganized. Second, the outline, the way you see the outline of the previous picture, it was firm, right? But in case of undeveloped person, even the outline is vague. The astral body also reflects the desire and emotions of the person through different colors. Now, in case of undeveloped person, the colors that the astral body reflects are very dark. And the matter of the astral body is very gross. If you remember from the previous video that the astral matter are divided into 7 grades, 1 to 7, where 1 is taken as the finest and 7 has been taken as the coarsest. Where on astral plane, the 7th grade of astral matter also have 7 subgrade, from the very coarsest to the finer. Now, the undeveloped person have the maximum amount of coarsest matter or the grossest matter. That is the main reason the desire they also have is very gross, is not purified. In case of average developed astral body, the structure of the astral body is more balanced. Also, the size of the astral body is bigger than that of undeveloped astral body. The outline also is prominent. So the colors that is there in the astral body are very, very luminous compared to the undeveloped astral body. The matter that is being used to make such kind of astral body is also a fine grade. So the amount of the higher grade of astral matter from astral subplanes are more finer compared to the undeveloped astral body. So these people will have better emotion. That doesn't mean these people will not have negative emotion. They will also have negative emotion, but they will have inner strength to regulate their negative emotion. What can be the possible example? One of the example is that when a person gets angry, the one who has average developed astral body, he thinks that whether this is right or wrong. Should I get angry or not? What is the reason I'm getting angry about? So he tries to understand and he regulates his emotion and he forgives to let go of the past. Now let's talk about a developed astral body. How exactly it looks, what exactly are the structure, what kind of color it has, and what kind of matter it has. In a very developed astral body, or rather spiritually developed astral body, the size is very, very large. And the outline is very prominent. The colors in this kind of astral body, the developed astral body, is very, very bright, very, very luminous, and in a particular order. And the matter that is being used is of finest grade. The increased size of the aura is a prerequisite for spiritual initiation. So any spiritual teacher who thinks of initiating his disciple or into some higher spiritual practices, he first check whether his disciple have certain degree of development in his astral body or not. These are the prerequisite of spiritual initiation. From the previous video, we learned that astral matter interpenetrates the physical matter. Also, it interpenetrates the mental matter, and it works as a bridge between mental body and the etheric brain. From that, we know that it is interpenetrating the physical body and etheric matter, that it is inside and outside of both the bodies and matter. So the astral body not only interpenetrate the physical body, but also extend around it in every direction like a cloud. Let's understand this more. It is like the astral body is extending in all direction, above, below, front, back, left, and right, in all direction equally. So it's more like the etheric body and the physical body is dipped into astral body. The portion of the astral body which extend beyond the limit of the physical body is usually termed astral aura. Like we discussed previously in other videos, in our previous videos, that the etheric body that extend beyond the physical body known as etheric aura, in the same manner, the astral body which extend beyond the limit of the physical body is termed as astral aura. To understand this, let's understand this from this picture. So we have our physical body. So the astral body that extends beyond this physical body is the astral aura. In this case, this is the astral body of a developed man, or it is a developed astral body. Also, approximately 99% of the astral matter is compressed within the periphery of the physical body. Only 1% extend outside the physical body and form the ovoid. Now the central portion of the astral body takes the exact form of the physical body. That is the main reason when a person have astral traveling, you still recognize them when you meet them in astral world, because they still have the same feature which they have in physical world. Why? Because the 99% of the astral body is closely compressed. So it actually forms the similar structure like the physical body. Now let us talk about the color of the astral body, one of the most interesting part. So as you see, the color and the representing emotion. When there is black, if someone whose aura is black in thick cloud, it represents malice and hatred. In undeveloped astral body, their astral body is mostly filled with the cloud. Please note, it is filled with the clouds of dark colors. Not only black, but also dark shade of different colors. Or black cloud in the astral body represent hatred and malice. Deep red flashes usually with black, black background represent anger. If someone have scarlet cloud, it represent irritability. Now, in case of brilliant scarlet on the ordinary background, means there is normal astral color, and then there is scarlet red. So it shows noble indignation. And if someone have lurid red, then it is unmistakable thought or can be described as sensuality, lurid red, and sanguinary red also. Now, if someone have browns, brown basically represent lower emotion like jealousy, selfish attitude, not being helpful. So in case of brown gray, if it is dull or maybe very prominent, it represents selfishness. It is very common color when it comes to the color of the astral body. Now in case of brown red, which is most of the time dull, or sometime in rust color also looks rusty red with brown effect, it can be more of avarice. So it has like a parallel bar. So one bar here, one bar here, one bar here. So it can be shown at lower part of the astral body. If someone have greenish brown, it represent jealousy. In case of an ordinary man, there is usually much of this color when a person gets jealous in love. If someone have gray, let's say very heavy gray, that represent depression. So it's like a person, when this kind of color shows in their astral body, it's like the person is feeling that he is being caged. If this is very, very strong gray, like a metallic gray or livid gray, it represents frightfulness, fear. If there is crimson color in the astral body, it also represents love, but selfish love. Means a person loves someone out of some self-interest. Now, if there is rose color being, whether it's dull or heavy, that is that is uh, sorry. If you see, it's written selfish, but that is typing error. It should be selfless love. The rose color in the astral body represent selfless love. In case of orange color, when a astral body have orange color, it represents pride, ambition, and sometimes also the grayish orange are found in astral body. They represent irritability generated by pride or excessive ambitiousness. So when a person is very, very ambitious and when he's not able to achieve it, and there are some gray color mixed with the orange, it shows that person is getting irritated over and over again about the same topic. Now let's talk about one of the very, very amazing color, that is a yellow. Different shade of yellow represent the intellectual behavior in the astral body. If a person is very intellectual, or the person is using his intellect to some extent, the yellow color will be present. Depend how the person is using his intellect and with what purpose he is using his intellect. So if the person have dull yellow, it represent that the person is using his intellect for selfish purposes. Means the person is intelligent, but he's using his intelligence for for his benefit only. Okay. Now, if the color is, let's say, clear gamboge color, gamboge yellow, so it indicates distinctly very high. The person is very intellectual, person reads a lot, person is involved into discernment. So person validates everything, every information that has been given to the person. If it is like prime rose yellow, it denotes that person have an intellect which has great spiritual knowledge. Okay. Now, if a person have golden yellow, it indicates that person involves in mathematical calculations and very good with mathematical calculation, and the person is also very philosophical in nature. So the person who have very high intellect and who has great devotion, at the same time person is very philosophical, the whole mixed color will have a very different kind of yellow color. Kindly note the color that we are showing here is not the exact color that a clairvoyant sees. Those colors cannot be easily explained on the physical level, that have to be experienced through clairvoyant sight. In case of green, it mostly indicates adaptability. So if there is a person who have grace green in his astral body, it represent deceit and cunningness. If someone have emerald green in their astral body, it symbolizes versatility and ingenuity, also resourcefulness and unselfishly applied adaptability. So the person is very adaptable if the person have green that shows in his aura, not mixed with many colors. Remember, if there is a mix of color, there are mix of emotions. If there is any prominent color, that particular quality shows in a person in a very different way. If there is pale, luminous, bluish green, it symbolizes deep sympathy and compassion, and with the power of perfect adaptability. If a person have bright apple green, it always shows strong vitality and great compassion in the astral body of a person. Let's talk about blue. If a person have dark blue or clear blue, it represents religious feeling. The light blue, such as ultramarine or cobalt blue, it represents devotion to a noble spiritual idea or ideal. A tint of violet mixed with blue shows affection and devotion. A blue with luminous lilac usually shows lofty spiritual aspiration or higher spiritual aspiration. Now, blue is liable to be tinted with many other qualities, becoming of any shade from indigo to muddy gray blue, all have very high level of representation. The blue is not easily found color in a undeveloped person or in all average person. The blue is always found in a person who is very devoted, or who has some devotion towards some belief of life, some ideal of life. Now let's talk about ultraviolet and ultra-red. Ultraviolet, it shows the higher and purer development of psychic faculty, and ultra-red shows the lower psychic faculties of one who dabbles in evil and selfish form of psychic faculty. And when a person have highly developed psychic faculty with no self-interest, it represents that the person is using his or her psychic faculty to help other people. But if a person is using his or her psychic faculty for his or her own benefit, the color changes immediately. What all students are supposed to note down is that all these colors, grayish, scarlet, brown, which are very common color, which shows lower negative emotions. So these color can be transformed with the selfless attitude, with the helpful attitude. When a person decides to transform his life, start taking the right step to become a better person, the color of the astral body start changing. What does it mean? It simply means that the astral body start developing on its own. So one thing a person is supposed to do to become a better person is to develop right emotion. Remember, you, the soul, can choose to produce a right emotion using your astral body. The moment you force your astral body to produce right emotion, even in the opposite situation where you are supposed to be angry, and you choose to forgive and let go of the situation, what happens? The color from the scarlet red or grayish orange changes immediately into green, into adaptability, and then change into rose color, into selfless love, where you forgive a person, where you let go of a person, or where you let go of the certain emotions. These color can be changed easily based on the choice of a person that he or she wants to evolve or not. All you have to do is to choose that I am going to become a better person. I'm not going to let myself down because of certain emotions. You have to avoid unhealthy emotions. That is not good for your body, mind, and soul. Now let's talk about other emotions. What happens when a person is very joyful? What happens to the astral body? The astral body becomes very, very radiant. It becomes so radiant that it creates a ripple of joy throughout the astral body, above, below, front, back, left, and right, in all directions. When a person is very cheerful, there is bubbling emotions. There is no particular color, but there is a bubble kind of formation in the astral body. What happens in case of surprise? So in case of positive surprise, there is the constriction of the mental body and the astral body and the physical body also. Okay, so accompanied by there is some increase or glow of a certain color of the band. In case of negative surprise, what happens? There is an increase of brown and grayish color, which is which represent the unpleasant surprise. What is the location of the higher emotion and what is the location of the lower emotion in terms of color? So in terms of color, when we talk about intellect, the yellow color, the devotion, the blue color. Okay, so these higher emotions and the color which represent them are always found in the upper part of the astral body. Selfishness, avarice, deceit, and hatred, they always found in the lower part of the astral body. The mass of sensual feeling floats usually between the two. From this, it follows that in undeveloped man, the lower portion of the ovoid tends to be larger. So remember the first picture. So if there is an egg, so if you consider the astral body in the shape of egg, in undeveloped person, the lower portion of undeveloped body is bigger and the upper end is smaller. And in average person, he is trying to balance it so it looks more oval. And in the more developed person, the smaller portion of the astral body is upside down and his upper portion of the astral body is bigger because he has most of the higher emotion. Let's understand this from the picture, the shape of the astral body. So in case of undeveloped man, as we said, that this is the physical body and his astral body, the lower portion of the astral body is bigger because of the lower emotion he has. And the upper portion is small because he has less of high emotions or high desire. That is the main reason his upper portion of astral body is small and lower portion is big. In case of the average man, his astral body will be more like oval, not ovoid, but oval. So if you remember from the first chart, in undeveloped man's astral body, there is no outline. If you see, the outline is not prominent. But in average man, as you see, the outline is still prominent compared to the undeveloped man. Okay, and he is more adaptable. So he is able to regulate some of his negative emotion into higher emotion, or he is still trying to prevent his negative emotions compared to the undeveloped man. And when we talk about a developed astral body, what we see in developed astral body, that lower part of the astral body is smaller compared to the upper part. The upper part is bigger than that of smaller part. Why? Because the upper part represent the higher emotions, higher feeling, where the lower part is very small, represent the lower emotion. So in a very developed astral body, because it is made of higher part of astral matter, it will not have lower emotion. It will always have higher emotions. And if you see the outline is also very prominent. So in this case, we are just representing, we are using certain color. It's not necessary that in all the cases, this will be the color that is being showed in this slide. From the previous video, if you remember, you will know that the frequency of higher emotions creates the high vibration, and the frequency of low emotion creates the low vibration. So since there is high vibration of higher emotions, it stays for the longer duration in the astral body. For the lower emotions, since it creates lower vibration and low frequency, the lower emotion stays for a very small period of time in the astral body. So we are very fortunate about this, that the higher emotion stays for a longer period of time in astral body. So these high unselfish affection, devotion, these actually not only touches the higher astral planes, but it also goes beyond lower mental plane. It also touches the higher mental plane, the causal body. This is the very important point where all the students should take a note. The unselfish emotion, the higher emotions, when a disciple have higher emotions, this higher emotion actually touches the higher mental plane, the causal body. The ego that resides in the causal plane or in the higher mental plane can only be touched by unselfish thought or unselfish feelings. It doesn't get affected with lower emotions. Many of the people, they think that their negative emotion, lower emotion can affect their ego or the Atma that reside in the causal body. It's not true. The Atma is pure. It cannot be touched by negative emotion, negative thoughts. It can only be touched by unselfish thoughts and unselfish feelings, with joy, with happiness, with devotion. However, the permanent seeds can be affected because of the negative emotion and negative thoughts. That is what students should take a note about. Also note that the astral body faces a lot of challenge because of three major emotions. They are worries, fear, and irritation. So all kind of worries, all kind of fear and irritation creates the huge disability for the astral body to attract the higher energy or higher form of life. It also prevents the development of the astral body. It also works as attracting the negative thoughts, elementals from surrounding also. So negative thought and elementals attack to a person very easily who have worries, insecurity, fear, and irritation. So one of the way a person can evolve their body is by eradicating worries, fear, and irritation from their astral body. Let's summarize what we learned. We learned that the shape of the astral body is ovoid. And also we learned that shape of each and every person based on their developed astral body to undeveloped astral body is different. We also learned that the color of each person from undeveloped to developed is very different, right? We also learn the properties of different color. We also learn that how certain emotions can touch the ego, the Atma also. We also learn that the Atma is unaffected with negative thoughts and emotions. We also learn that worry, fear, and irritation can prevent the development of the astral body. By removing these emotions, one can actually accelerate their development of astral body. Also, please note that the astral body represent your emotions, both higher and lower. The more you will work on your emotions, the more higher color and higher emotions you would be able to generate. One thing you also have to note that the ego, the causal body have certain colors based on the qualities of the soul. So if a soul is supposed to generate the love and the soul doesn't have love color in their body, in causal body, so the color will be missing. That doesn't mean that there will be some other negative color. It will only shows the missing of that particular color from the causal body. But the moment it achieves that quality, that part will be filled with that particular color. So it generates experience of certain emotions through astral body. In the next part of the video, we will learn that how astral body functions. So this is very necessary to understand the composition, structure, color, and shape of astral body. When you understand these three, it becomes very easy to understand what is the function of astral body and how one can develop the astral body in a better way. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this information was very useful for you. So keep on watching our YouTube channel. I'm Durgesh Gupta. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe our channel if you haven't subscribed our channel. Thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel. Please stay connected for more information, for more videos. Thank you so much. Namaste.